Hello and happy All Hallows Eve, everyone. My name is Bob Sellers and I'm JR and I'm your host and game master for the evening. Had a fun day and night. We almost ran out of candy. We had so many trick-or-treaters. Started out as a bittersweet day where it was cold, snowy, and I thought for sure that we were going to have a bad Halloween, and lo and behold, it turned out not so bad. Turn on a little bit more light here. TV always has a little bit better lighting to the things. Say hello to our friends at Good Brewing here in Cass and Manorville. I stopped by there today to pick up some more of my blueberry wheat. Have that. Um, Check out Under Pressure in Golden Valley and South by Southeast and Pine Island. Good's here in Cass and Manorville. Check out venues near you of similar family, pet-friendly, fun-friendly places, not your dank, dark sports bars by any means. And Sundays here in Casson, you can take up yoga and not be judged. Drink before, during, and or after. Excuse me. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, and of course his channel, which I hope you hit the subscribe button, set the bell accordingly, and like the video. All three help and build up karma points for those cold, dark winter drives and snowstorms where you need all the karma you can get. And following some constructive advice from the comments, I'm going to turn off that subscribe button for now. We're going to return to my rogue, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit about how quests change. Now, in the previous video that I'll be uploading, probably while I'm doing this video, I went back to the Barrens by Ratchet and showed you on the ship how I leveled my lockpicking. Well, there's a obsolete quest here called the Tools of the Trade. And the reason it's obsolete is they recommend, or came about with certain patches, to go do it in the Hillsbrand in the Fortress. And that's kind of where I did mine, only in the Alliance side and eventually in the Horde side, because you can do both in that instance. The way the Tools of the Trade here is you get to your lockpicking set and then you have to go open a chest, much like you do over by Ratchet, only in this chest it's one chest in a room full of mages, much like Skull Rock. It's kind of a trap. I never laughed so hard as when I was looking it up and watched some YouTube videos, and the advice was, well, you run in, die, resurrect on top of it, undo it, and then hearth out. It's like, yeah, you can't do that in hardcore. No. I'll give you a little bit of an insight as to why and see how close I can get to this building. Now, where it is inside the little town of. Oh, not there. There's a mine back there that has a quest. I avoid the mines simply because they're kind of like traps, like Gadgetstan. Never been in World of Warcraft to the dungeon of Gadgetstan. Go look up Gadgetstan deaths or pulls, because theoretically, and I've seen it, I've been part of it, not in hardcore, where you can tab pull. What I mean by that is you tab target, and then you turn off the TV. So it's blocking the white screen over here. Anyway, you tab target and then you pull everything down, literally in the instance on top of you. And the best thing you can do at that point is run out. Well, that's what some of these traps are when you go into the mines. Oh, somebody got them. Obviously, it wasn't a Skinner. let's go see what. So what we're going to do here is go up and see. I love how the music changes when you come in here. Part of the quest line is to go in and get this mage that's back in here. I'm not going to do that. But when I talk about Skull Rock, that's where you have warlocks that have big minions that are tank minions. So the trick there is I've seen several videos of people that did it both at my little one level higher than my level, as well as a 60 level one in there. Of course, 60 doesn't have much to worry about. Is you go in and you draw them around the corner. That building up in there is where that chest is. Now you see how many of these are around this room there, or you have to go into. There's a brewmaster, there's all these level 18s inside, there's 19s and 20s, all for this little chest. And you have to hope that you have the lock picking high enough to get it. And so, yeah, it's why it's obsolete, at least particularly so in hardcore. You're just not going to do it at the level you would normally, even at my level, I'm not going to go and try it because you'd have to have banish. And what they did in their trick was to go up the stairs, aggro the warlock, run while cloaked, because you don't uncloak until you're hit, and they'd run around the corner, and of course their minion would come roaring after you, and you'd kill the minion and you'd use the ambush, I think it is, it disables. No, it's not an ambush, it's think of it. What did I do with that? Gouge. I gotta make sure I have gouge in my. I lost that on me. I use gouge to incapacitate, and you keep targeting the minion every time the warlock comes on a stun. You gouge them again. Oh, I know why. Because I'm in stealth. I forget it changes the command bar. But yeah, so when you look up the tools of the trade here, it'll say it's an obsolete quest, and that is why. So people that get it and go up and try it probably die doing it. There's just no way that you can do it solo, as my opinion is rogue. And unless you're, I mean, they did, it takes a lot of nail biting. Now, the other quest that was interesting to look at was the Weaver. Yeah, he's protected by mages, so we're not going to do the Weaver. You can always come back and do it. Baron's Peril. That's the cave I was going by, this other entrance up here. If we go up there, I'll show you. That's a mind quest, which reminds me a lot of Gadgetzan and the Gadgetzan effect, which is something you got to watch out for. Because if you do a bad pull, much like one of my characters did in Barons, where I was successfully sneaking through stuff and I aggroed one thing, started pulling, and pretty soon I had everything and his brother after me, and it was ugly quick. So if we come up here, I will take you back. I believe it's back in here. think it's that mine there. And this is where you can get bit by layering, like I almost did on one of my characters in Skull Rock. Where you go in like right here, all these things are dead because I might be sharing the layer with these guys. Now we're out in the open, so it may not be as big a deal, but when I went into Skull Rock at one point like this, these two were coming out and we must have been either they assumed my level or I assumed their level. And then the minute I got in and they were far enough away, everything was back alive because I shifted levels. I mean, I'm not talking, normally you have the respawns in the order that they died. Like you can see, they must not have moved, killed. And that's the deep mine. That's not the, that's not the, it's not what I thought it was. Must be maybe down here. At any rate, anytime you have these caves or these lines, that is kind of the trap you know, watch out for, that they are good for sighting. And bad bull and hardcore makes for a bad day. It's like when I'm in the Tauren land and I have the mine, I don't do it. Because all it takes is one bad pull and you got 4 or 5 miners on you and you're missing. Now, if I had Vanish, that'd be different. But even with Vanish, you got to be on the way out and do it and keep running. Because you never know. Oh, what I was going to show you is the one quest wants you to go into this town. Maybe I would abandon the quest that was in that mine. But at any rate, let's not hide Icar. We might go look at. Yeah, this is the one. Eggles, that's Argos Folly, I think, is the one that takes you into the mine. So we're going to abandon that. There's one. Pyrewood Village. So I'm going to take you down and show you Pyrewood. I've been by there in other videos. Can be a bad place. I know the Watchers are gold dragons. And it's a road that leads off to another area, but I pulled a gold dragon at one point. I managed to outrun them, but not in this character. So we're back up on our way past Amber Mill. Now we're going south. So the levels are going to go up. You can see where Hillsbrand's off. So it is sort of catty corner to Hillsbrand. The Great Wall, and you have the apprentices, and you start to see more and more wizards. But there's also an instance up here. Now I remember going in Care Bear, it's not as big a deal because you can obviously die and go back and resurrect from your corpse far enough away to not draw the guards, but in hardcore that's a little difficult because it's impossible to resurrect. So Pyrewood Village is this place up here. That is a Gold Dragon 13. It's by the door. That's the guy that I pulled. I don't know if it's... Yeah, see, they're all Gold Dragons. That's why it's quite the... Unless it's just in this little building, which makes sense. But I highly doubt it. Now, theoretically, they left some type of... I'd have to go look at the... There might be a way to do this by cloaking in, but you can see the difficulty. You can climb up this thing. So I can look down and show them what you can kind of get the camera here. The whole place is full of gold dragons, which are extremely, I mean, they could be less powerful than I give them credit for, but typically when you have that designation, you're more than a handful. You need more than... Now up here, I think you get into an instance. Could be wrong. Yeah, this is Feng Keep. I don't know if we can get any better view. Pine. But you can see that it would just be a bad idea to go in there. I'm going to go watch videos because it could be that they're false flags, meaning they're gold dragons, but they're not as bad as you think there are. I'm not going to go do that myself. But I thought this video I might go out to the island. I have not taken any of my characters out there. It's an island, I think, similar in instance to island that I really dislike going to and leveling up with them. Now, it's possible one could sneak by all these guys because I'm high enough level. I don't know. Maybe they're not as potent as I think they are, but I will leave that for you to go look at. Recipe for Death. I will go look up videos for that myself. So we will go look for rot hides. I'm just for giggles and grins going to look up. And it's another trap of sorts that you go into that we're not going to venture into, at least not at this level. So that leaves Rawhide Ichor. We'll go take a peek at that island out there. We'll go back to the Barrens and pick up where we left off. What I always love to do is go into WoW. They have the commentary on it. Go back and look here. Yeah, it's the general assumption that Pyrewood Village is not fun. They might say, well, yeah, you know, they're at least not really. Which leaves me wondering. You can see the deaths that happened to that. So the death log will tell you people that died of that. And again, what seems fairly straightforward in Care Bear is not the case in hardcore. So, no. This won't be the most exciting video, but taking to places I haven't been yet, and I don't plan this. So this is a decrepit fairy. I had a guy I had to kill down at the end of the dock. He's all alone down there. I'm doing this, I want to upload. So yeah, you really want to know, get a taste of what you're getting into before you go in there and know how to have an escape plan. Go watch videos. Um, in hardcore, you don't get a second chance. You can restart your character and get all the way back here. And try to figure out what you did wrong. So this guy's out here. Yeah. This is Fenwick Vetros, the guy I had to kill. Oh, by the way, I think there's fish in here. I do remember going out to this island way back when. It's funny how some of the memories come back. And if those you forget, undead have a little longer underwater time. Doesn't mean they can't drown. Weavers are obviously going to be casters. We try a brute here. There's one. There's two. Another one of those situations where you got to be careful how you pull them. It's like gambling in Vegas. It just sucked in. You say, okay, I can go do this. My little Kenny Rogers reminds me of the gadget stand phenomena. There's 3, but now I'm getting packs. So yeah, there's bosses all over this place. It's like the Marine Fort, only a little bit of a higher. Testosterone, so to speak. The deeper you go, the higher they are. And then you run into groups. That's where things can go south in a hurry. So maybe we'll go see if we can pick off some of the brutes out here. So I suspect it's a chain of quests that once you do this, then you have to go back and do that. You're not guaranteed a drop. So I think I am not going to do this request. There's a reason I don't come out here. You can call me wimp all you want. This is hardcore. Get in there. Sometimes there's chests. Go back to Undercity and then go catch the Zeppelin. Back to Org. Back to Crossroads. Yeah, of course. But that is, I've gone in there just as it's gone up, and you end up like, oh crap, I'm gonna be crushed. I don't think it crushes you when it comes down. At least I stood in the doorway. Which, as you can see, doesn't have much of a lift, so this maze coming out of this place is what drives me crazy. I mean, obviously I've gotten used to it, but every time I come back, I'm not. I appear to be having issues uploading the video, so I'm going to call this a video here, and I will come back and video. Well, no, I'll keep going. I'm going to exit the game for a second, see if this does anything. There we go. Something must have mussed up the. I run into that with YouTube every so often. It's like it'll stop uploading. It's like it'll stall. You almost have to kill it and restart it. And I don't quite understand what does that, but sorry about that. This is going to be the video of interruptions. You can fast forward through it, sorry. The fun of streaming to YouTube. Love it as it is, or don't do it. I prefer it over the others for all the foibles I've had. And unlike some of the more polished streamers, I don't edit much. I am going to. So we have the Raptor Thieves. have the zebras. Horns. Guns in Norwatch are not that. I wouldn't do the escort necessarily. We can go try to be just different. I might wait till I'm a little higher level. Let's see if I have the. I don't have the Kolkar quests necessarily. I don't think I did them. You can take the camera and zoom around. Artwork, you really have to applaud the artists that do this. I don't say this because my daughter has a degree in gaming art, but they have to take into account views that everybody has of the camera angles to know what they can and can't see. I should have taken a hunter with eagle eye and gone into that building. Wizards are tools, but that's, I think that's pretty sure that's why it's an obsolete quest. Because you can get the tools, you can use them from that point on because you already have lockpicking. I will be curious to see if I can open up those chests now that you have to have a key for otherwise. But yeah, the game is full of traps, and all they basically did was flip it from being Care Bear to hardcore. And so Care Bear people can do things a lot more fluid with redemption than hardcore, which is obvious, but not if people are just playing this and haven't played the regular game. Those are kind of the people I feel bad for because they don't know what they don't know. Now I'm curious if I go to YouTube. WoW Classic Hardcore. What lurks in Silverpine's Pyrewood village? Yeah. What they do is they go in and pull all the way out and then kill it and then come back. There's two of them. They're discovering what gold dragons in this video is hilarious. The F word comes up a lot when he's dealing with these. So yeah, you can go out to YouTube and find the Pyrewood videos to see. I don't know what this guy said. It is hardcore. Gold dragons are not unkillable. It's just they have a lot more spunk to them. They use the gentleman here uses the butcher trick. What I mean by that, in Diablo, particularly Diablo 4, when you run into the butcher, who is a lot like a gold dragon, 5 levels higher than you, you find something that you can chase them, have him chase you around, so that you can attack him if you're a caster. He's going around, he never gets to lay a claw on you. Problem with that is that if you run into something else while you're doing it, and in this case, there's more than one butcher. I will link this video because it's kind of a hoot. The guy's commentary. I think he's over in England, which, yeah, work is more fluidly. It's not as vulgar as it is here. If you want to find it, you go to Google and type in WoW Classic Hardcore colon what lurks in Silverpine's Pyrewood Village. It's a priest. I think he was with somebody. He's soloing it now. I don't know what level he is. Oh, he's a warlock. He has his minion is the little guy. He's trying to run, and of course he's finding. He's he's trying to escape, and he couldn't get up. I will link this. The guy's doing a great job. I give him credit for trying to get the hell out of Dodge with a gold dragon trying to hunt him down. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Oh, he managed to get out, and now he's trying to run from the guy. The gold dragon runs faster than he can. I give this guy high praise. I will link this down because it shows you what you, yeah. All right, so back to what we're doing in Raptor Heads. Focus. We're gonna go. We'll go get the full core quests if we have it on this character already. So normally this is when you come back here. I don't think I've done any of the quests here. I may have started some of them. Have to go look in the bank. But yeah, when you come in here, you can pick up these quests. Particularly when you're 18 or higher, there's gonna be quests that are available that weren't available when you first got here at 15 or 14 or 13. But yeah, there's high ends. It's much like even in the barons here, the um, southern barons are attack village. I had to go in with my shaman, I think it was, and travel through stuff I would not normally have chosen to travel through. So this might not be the most exciting video, but hopefully it's been educational to show you different areas that can lead to bad decisions. Yeah, I'll link from Rigged Loot is the name of the YouTube streamer. I give the guy I'm laughing with him because obviously he realizes that he was in way over his head. The reason you pick these up is as you go to these little ponds and lakes, I may or may not have done. I did some of these because I'm in altered beings. So what I'm going to do is go back, call this a video, and go check. Oh, here. See, I have stuff in the bank. So it tells me if I have two, that means I have one. I must have left. So what I will do is we'll call this. I can fly down to Ratchet quicker. Because coming out of Ratchet, you're going to have more raptors. And we can go get the horns. And I, to be honest, did not realize you can have both quests. Again, it shows how I'm used to following the quests in the order that they are, and there might be some quests I don't have Ratchet yet. Let's go to Ratchet. But these days, far more back when I was playing, we had to rely on Wowhead and discussions that people had about stuff that was in there. You can find videos just about any quest that you're going to go into from start to finish. Particularly in hardcore. I don't know if there's a way. There must be add-ons I see people have that show the quests. We'll take the long way because I know there's some raptors on the way. Take this guy's care. Doing the zebra can be a real pain because I found it has to be a higher level to get the hooves dropping. Like, let's say these 13s will not let that one drop. Of course, they're all going to prove me wrong. Except one of them will drop. But on other characters, I had to kill 14 and 15 level ones to get damn things drop. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things you can do here once you have all these quests lined up. Gold cores are a long hunt. Fortunately, if you got in the Silverpine, by the time you get here, high enough level, these aren't as big an issue as it would be if you were their level. And there, just like that, we're done with the zebras. Can't remember. Let's cross over down here. Now you go fly back to and then call it a video on the rest. Come back and do perhaps tomorrow. I've done all of these quests in previous videos, so I'm trying to avoid doing too much recross. But you see by the leveling strategy I use by going Silverpine and coming here, going here, so far I go Silverpine, reach a tipping point level where eventually once you get 21 or 20 or 21 or 22, you want to go to Hillsbrand or Ashen Vale, which I will. Hillsbrand's a special place to me only because I spent so much time there as Alliance, or I played Horde, particularly South Shore. So I might even start an Alliance too and make my way to South Shore to revisit old memories. You think the Gold Road's tough? The run that you used to do as a Night Elf, Iron Forge, was a marathon run. You had to watch out for crocodiles. And I, in Care Bear, I've never, obviously, hardcores knew, but back in the days of Care Bear, I had done that quest, or that run. If I have anything to So we'll go back and turn this in and call it a video for tonight. Short and sweet, little boring. What I may do in the next one is just go do the Norwatch, knocking off the others because it's a little different as a rogue. It's you can sneak by all the stuff in the fights for the different bosses at tops of those towers. Could be entertaining because you sap one and go kill the other one. Hope to survive. my level, it's less of a worry, but a worry still in hardcore. You get a bad roll and a critical hit and you're toast. Yeah, so I'll probably do tomorrow is I'll knock out the other quests because I've done those ad nauseum. And when I start the next video for this, I will start with the lore watch. Let's see, scrolls to bank. Well, actually, feels a little tight. But yeah, so that is that, and you can see all my characters are 18 or higher, except for the banks, of course. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 18. So 1, 2, 3, 20. So something's. So yeah, fun, fun, fun. Check out our friends at Chaotic Good Brewing here in Castle-Mantorville, Under Pressure in Golden Valley, or South by Southeast in Pine Island. Venues of similar family, pet-friendly, fun-friendly places near you. You can bring the fun, find the fun, or have fun with others in events such as quilting, trivia, and the like. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, of course, this channel, which I appreciate every like, subscription, and setting the bell accordingly. And I appreciate any and all comments. I have thick skin, but I will warn you that I will ignore those that are out of line. Trolls beware. It's not a challenge. Anyway, have a good one. Happy Halloween.